welcome to the Lighter Side Show. I'm your host, Jamie Butler, the Everyday Medium, and today we are on set with Lori Hayes. Yay! From doTERRA.
Yes.
You're a presidential diamond at doTERRA, which is amazing lumineers. So we have a person here full of information about the energy of essential oils. But before we dive into that, I do have some housekeeping notes. Loomies, you're always asking where we are, what's going on. Please head over to jamiebutlermedium.com, sign up for the newsletter. All of our classes, our workshops, online, in-person, travel dates are there. Completely organized. It's beautiful. Thank you, Colleen Ziegler. Yay, golf clap. So we do have Reiki Level 2 coming up in February. We also have Intermediate Mediumship coming up. That's online, so you can be anywhere in the world. Please sign up for it. We love having you in class. We also have Advanced Mediumship that's in person in Atlanta, Georgia at the Center for Love and Light, which I still call our new event space, even though it's a few months old. It is gorgeous. Come see us. Yeah, you
It's
like
gorgeous.
It?
Yes.
Good. And we also have our Reiki Mastership that is in person that's also at the Center for Love and Light. Okay, Loomies, now that you're all caught up, let's talk about the energy of essential oils. So, Lori, let's introduce like a little bit more proper. So you're a mindset coach.
Yes.
Can you explain a little bit what that is?
Yes. I just teach people how their thoughts control so much of their world, and changing your mindset literally does change your world. And so that's really what I love to teach people. I went through that process myself about 5.5 years ago. I was in a place that wasn't a good place emotionally, mentally, even physically. And I had lost both parents. Financially, we were in a bad place. It was not good. And I decided to make a change. One day, I just decided, you know what? I've been blessed so many times over, and I've seen that. I know that there's more for me. I know I've got to get out of this mindset that I'm in. It was a negative mindset, to be perfectly honest with you. And I started making little changes, and slowly but surely, big changes started happening in my life. And I became so passionate about it. And literally today, my husband and I, our whole family, we are in a completely different space in just 5.5 short years. So now it's my passion to teach other people how to do what I did. And I've learned ways to do it so much more effectively. This was before essential oils for me. I came to essential oils literally about 3 months after I changed my mindset.
Really?
Yeah, it was the coolest. It was really the coolest thing. And so this has been such a blessing to me. And now I've been able to share it with literally thousands of people. And so anyway, that's where my passion
So you've been in the world of essential oils
for 5 years.
That's it?
That's it.
That's incredible.
Yes.
When I speak to you and I see the way that you live your life and how you live with the oils and everything.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like you're 5 years new.
I know.
This is like guru, been in it whole my life. Like, this is how I was raised. Like, you are changing the tone of things.
Yes. I had never used an essential oil prior to 5 years ago.
Really?
I did not even know what they were.
What was your first oil?
Well,
I'm so intrigued.
I know. I bought a kit. I literally thought, so I'm a big holistic person. Like, I would always Google natural solutions for whatever. And this particular day, I Googled natural solutions for allergies, and essential oils kept popping up. And I thought, I've always discounted them, but there was this little voice inside my head that said, you need to check this out. And I started checking it out, and I started doing my research, and I ended up ordering a kit. And so my very first one that I used was lavender, and it was amazing. I had a runny nose and itchy eyes from allergies, and both went away, like almost instantly. My runny nose stopped, itchy eyes went away. And when you have itchy eyes, like, it's almost like an addiction. Like, you can't stop scratching your eyes. It's horrible. Can't stop rubbing them.
I mean, how did you use the lavender to get rid of that?
I dabbed lavender over the bridge of my nose, right under my nose, and I just dabbed it on the bone around my eye. That's it. And it all was gone. So then my family became my guinea pig. So anytime anybody had anything, I'm like, oh, We have an oil for that. We can use an oil for that. Yeah, that's how I started. I drove my family crazy.
Well, thank you for driving your family crazy because now you're here.
Now I'm here. Yes.
You have a wonderful website. It's
Thank
called agoodchange.com.
Yes.
And you're also on Facebook and Instagram.
I am.
And we'll post those links below, Lumineers. So at any time, if you're hearing anything that pings with you today and you want to know more about it, please put your fingers to the keyboard and do the research. Check her out.
Yes.
Yes. So you do consultations? Do you like how I said that?
I do. I do a lot of different. I meet people individually, one-on-one. I do, sometimes it's via Skype, or Zoom, or sometimes, a lot of times it's in person. I love to do in person, but there's so many people that I meet that are all over the world that I do a lot of video conferencing as well. I also teach online classes and I teach in-person classes. So
what are you teaching?
I teach all different things. I teach the basics of essential oils. That's one of my favorites to teach, only because I love for people to have their first experience with essential oils. I think it's so fun. But then I teach emotions in essential oils and, removing toxins from your house using essential oils and natural products. And I teach a variety.
Like even down to cleaning products? Is
Cleaning
that what you
products,
mean?
yeah. Cleaning, air, diffusing, all different things. Removing toxins from your house is really key to changing your whole world, really. If you think about it, I went to a class and this doctor was speaking, and this weighed on me so heavily. He said, "How many women do you know with autoimmune issues?" And for me, just because of the field that I'm in, it's health related. I know like a lot of women. And then he said, "How many men do you know with autoimmune issues?" And I thought, oh gosh, I don't know. Very few, very few. And he said, think about a female from literally the time that they're born almost, all the chemicals that girls are around from, the smelly soaps and lotions that we use, and hair color and nail polish and makeup, and women tend to clean more than men overall, and all the chemicals that we use when we clean. Do you think it's possibly related? And I thought, oh my gosh, yes, I do believe it's related. And so I'm really passionate about, eating clean foods, organic foods, and changing out the chemicals and getting rid of like air fresheners and just some basic things that you can do that really make a big difference in your house. I can't tell you how many of my customers who have breathing issues come to me and say, I breathe so much more clearly now. And you can only imagine what's happening inside the body. So
yes.
Anyway, yeah.
I was just flashing back to my addictive days to Windex. The smell of Windex in my growing up was like the smell of a clean summer house.
Have you ever watched a Big Fat Greek Wedding or whatever it is, where they use Windex for everything?
No. Like as a cure-all?
Yes. You have to watch that movie. They use Windex for everything.
Top on my list. But it's like as soon as I started getting clean, eating clean and addressing my health, I went to bring it out and I was cleaning the counter and I started to choke on the smell. And I was like, what has happened? And I'm reading the ingredients. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm pulling everything out and I'm having a freak out moment.
Yeah.
So now I have organic cleaners, but
yes.
I'll tell you, I use lavender in my laundry, but I don't have an essential oil based cleaning product. So maybe that's something I'm about to research right now too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. One of our top oils is On Guard, and we make On Guard hand soap, which is amazing, by the way. On Guard hand soap, laundry detergent. But we also make a cleaner concentrate. And so you just mix a couple tablespoons with water. And On Guard, the studies that have been done on On Guard is really amazing. Cleans better than Lysol and Clorox. It's safe to be ingested. And it actually cleans the surface for longer as well. So really amazing studies that have been done on Guard. And it's just essential oils. That's all it is. It's pretty amazing. When people start to learn this, it's
Ooh,
like, why would you
what?
choose to use,
Anything else?
yeah. And this is literally all we've cleaned our house with for years now. For years. We add, instead of dryer sheets and things like that, I put essential oils on a wool dryer ball and throw it in my dryer. And that's what freshens up my laundry. And yeah, so lots of,
Oh my God, we need to bring you back for tips.
yeah, lots of
Okay.
fun things. Okay.
But I love hearing about the many, many ways that you can use essential oils. And I have a big question to ask you. But before I do that, what I really want to know is well, I know these things, but I would like for you to share. Like when we go to use essential oils, there are some contradictions. It could be that you're pregnant or your age or how to use them. Can you briefly sum up kind of the care of essential oils? And
Yes, yes. And you really do need to be um cautious is not the right word, but you need to be informed about what you're using.
that's a good word.
Yes, you need to be informed about what you're using. And I'll be honest with you, I did a ton of research before I started using doTERRA essential oils. So, what I can speak to and what I know is that not all essential oils are created equal. So, some of the
Hmm.
ways that maybe I share using some of these oils, I would not necessarily recommend going to a grocery store. Oh my goodness, they sell essential oils everywhere now. I walked into Office Depot and they sold essential
Office
oils there. Yes,
Depot?
it's crazy.
Okay.
Everybody's getting on the essential oil bandwagon. It's because they work. However, they're not all created equal. And so I can speak directly to doTERRA, and we do a ton of educating on, because some oils are considered hot oils, like oregano. Oregano is amazing for boosting the immune system. But if you put it directly on your skin, it's going to give you a burning sensation. And it's not comfortable and it's not pleasant and it's not necessary, even. And so you would want to dilute the
Mm-hmm.
essential oil before you use it on the skin. Now, a lot of oils you don't necessarily have to do that with. However, you have to do what's most comfortable for you. And if you want to dilute them all, please do that. Please do that. Some oils you can take internally,
Mm-hmm.
some oils you cannot take internally. Some people don't really think you can take any oils internally. And so it's really important for you to do what's most comfortable for you. And if you don't want to use an oil internally, it's totally fine. doTERRA has got, like, this is spearmint. It can be used internally. There is a supplement facts label on it, which just means that it's been approved by the FDA as a food item, meaning that it can be taken internally. And so it's a quick and easy way to look at a bottle of essential oil, doTERRA's essential oils anyway, and know how it can be used. So yes, you want to be mindful when you use essential oils. Any questions you have about doTERRA, anybody is welcome to ask me.
I was
I'm
about to say,
super happy to
if anybody
help.
out there is like, I liked this smell, but I don't know how to use it, can they ping you? Can they reach out
Yes,
to you?
absolutely, absolutely. And if you have any specific medical conditions, look, I mean, there are resources. I teach people about all the different resources and books and things like that they can use, and so I can teach that to you, or you can go directly to doTERRA's website. You can look up spearmint, and it will tell you how to use it. Whether it needs to be diluted or not diluted,
Mm-hmm.
or can be taken internally. Their website is jam packed full of great information. So,
I love it,
yes,
guys. You have
yes,
an excellent resource right at the tip of your fingers. Please use it.
yes. Happy to help anytime.
Okay, I mentioned a moment ago that I did want to ask a certain question,
Okay.
but I wanted to cover the well-being and the use of the oils first before
Yes.
we stepped away from that,
Okay.
which is, what is energy to you? In your experiences, your perspective, what is energy?
So, I will be honest with you. I
Yeah.
am a little new. I would say in the last 4 years, I've started really learning about energy, and it really came through essential oils. I don't know, the world of essential oils opened up all these possibilities for me. Pretty amazing. And I think I've always instinctively known about energy. I think I've always been very intuitive. How I always give the example, when you walk into a room and you can kind of sense what's going on in a room
Mm-hmm.
without knowing anything, that is energy to me. And I think I've always known a little bit about energy without actually really knowing about energy. But so for me, it's kind of really everything. And I know that sounds so, it sounds
Mhm.
it would have sounded strange to me 5.5 years ago, I'll be honest with you. However, it's just like I said in the beginning, that our thoughts are energy.
Mm.
Essential oils are energy. They, everything that we do and we think and we say, and it's all energy. And I'm still on my journey of learning this, I'll be honest with you. It has now become a little bit of an obsession to learn more, because I realize there's so much that I can do to better myself, and the more I better myself, the more it transfers to other people as well. So,
Well, I like you naturally put the word intuitive in there.
yes, yes, I did not realize that about myself really until I started e- exploring energy more.
So I wanted to understand your perspective of energy
Okay.
so that I could ask, how do you use essential oil energy to help you
Okay.
or to help others?
Okay. So initially, like I said, I'll be honest, I have always used the oils for medicinal purposes. That's how I started. And I still use them that way.
Like with the allergies, the itchy eye
Yes,
things, stuff like
yes,
that.
that's how I've used
Okay.
them. However, in the last several years, I've become more aware of how essential oils play with our emotions as well. And what I found is that as I was using essential oils, we call it side benefits, but some of the side benefits that I would feel were, oh gosh, I haven't felt anxious in the last month, or all of a sudden I would just notice maybe I wasn't being triggered by different things that normally would get me immediately. And I started really paying attention to that. And then I started working with an energy coach who taught me way more about all of this. But really, the emotional uses of essential oils. So here's what I have figured out, and what I've learned actually is that emotions are trapped in the body. They're a lower frequency, and essential oils are all higher frequency. They raise your vibration. And so when the main, really even medicinally, the main way that essential oils are used is they work directly with the cells. They absorb right into your cells. And their main goal is to bring the body back into a healthy state. And so they really work to bring those cells back into a healthy state. And when we have emotional experiences in our life, uh, that alters our cells.
Mhm.
And so when you start using essential oils and they absorb right into the cells and they're working to bring that cell back into a healthy state, so that as it, because our cells die and they recreate all day every day, then as that cell recreates itself, it is different, it's healthier, it has a different shape and form to it.
You've brought up so many questions.
Okay.
So when you say that emotions are trapped in the body, do you
Yes.
mean all emotions? Are you saying it like a very broad blanket? Or are these the emotions that people can't process that are stuck in the body?
That's what I believe. And like I said, this is still a learning process for me. But I believe that and I think probably it's more maybe traumatic experiences or difficult emotions that we've been through throughout our life. I don't know if it's all emotions. I really believe that we have the ability to release a lot of emotions that we feel on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
But when we have traumatic experiences, it really creates our head talk,
Mhm.
but it also creates a lot of the physical things that we feel in our body. And that was fascinating to me to learn. And so that's when I came to realize that a lot of the oils I was using for physical, for the physical things that I was dealing with, it really was emotional. And the oils were helping me release a lot of emotional stuff too. I can honestly say that today I'm in such a much better emotional place than I was, 5 years ago. If you asked my family, I'm a completely different person emotionally. And it all started with essential oils, and other modalities as well.
So when people come to you as a mindset coach or for a one-on-one,
Yes. Yes.
Do you offer essential oil to help them with certain emotions?
I do.
And how do you pair
Okay.
the energy of the essential oil to that emotion?
Okay. So and I'll be honest with you, there's an awesome book that I have, and I actually got you a copy of it. It's really good.
I
It's
love
called
this
Emotions
book.
and Essential Oils, and that's really how I started learning about it. So there's a couple of go-tos that I really, really like.
Mhm.
For me, so when I coach somebody, oftentimes they're feeling stuck. Like that's a word that I hear a lot. I feel stuck. Well, cypress is the oil of motion and flow. And so
Of emotion in flow.
motion and flow.
Oh, motion
Not
and
emotion.
flow.
Yeah, motion and flow. Okay. I love cypress.
We're
You wanna
going to
smell it?
pass this around.
Yeah, it smells really good. It's a great, very grounding
So you're telling me
oil.
get this
It's
down.
a tree oil, obviously. It's a very grounding oil.
Have to smell it, Jesse. Smell it. What?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that nice?
It's amazing. I know. Just rub it. Just rub it right over.
Like Colleen smelling.
It smells so good. It's one of my favorites.
I can see why.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
didn't smell the way that I thought it would smell because I've smelt. It sounds so weird, but I mean, you are bringing doTERRA to the table here because this is,
Yeah. Yeah.
this smells unlike the other cypress oils I've smelled.
Which is awesome to hear because I haven't smelled a lot of other people's cypress oils. So,
It doesn't have a chemical smell to it.
oh, not at
It
all.
smells like it's a tree in a bottle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. So I use cypress in a couple of different ways. And I'm not, I drip it right down my spine.
Wait, when you say drip, you like...
Okay, that sounds really weird. So if
like
you
this?
have, yes, I do. Okay, so if you have another human being in your home that can rub it down your spine, that's a really great way to do it. But it was funny. My coach told me to do this years ago, and I was like, but I don't have anybody at home with me. How am I supposed to do that? And she goes, just drip it. Okay, so I just drip it right down my spine. It is not an oil that is harsh to the skin at all. However, you could put it in, you could dilute it and put it in a little roller ball and roll it, but rolling it down your own spine is really hard. So I actually I drip it down my spine. I meet it halfway. I rub it all the way down the rest of the base of my spine. So you can use it however you want to, but that's how I
This is the
use
unstuck oil.
This is the unstuck oil. And it really just kind of opens up your mind to new possibilities.
I like if suggestion was to put it on your spine, that's the Sushumna line. That's the neutral line energetically in the body.
Okay.
So it doesn't possess positive or negative.
Okay.
It's completely neutral. And
Okay.
it's where all of your chakras
Right.
are connected to. So it has this little straw-like connection. So if you're stimulating it with cypress, it's in a neutral vein and it's hitting all the chakras. It's going to feed all the energy centers.
Okay.
But
that makes total sense. Makes total sense then.
Unstuck.
Okay. I had no idea necessarily why, but I know that it just is massively helpful. And it's also really helpful if I'm sitting down to do a project of some sort where I need to use some creativity. I apply cypress right across my forehead. And over my temples. So that's another way that I really like to use cypress. So that's one that I use a lot. Lime is also another one that I use a lot. So I'll be honest with you, I was like a credit manager before about 20 years ago. I'm very analytical, logical type person. And I tend to think from my brain rather than from my heart. And so lime over my heart. Lime opens up your heart to and really connects your mind and your heart together so that you think more from an inspiration standpoint, if that makes sense.
More heart-centered.
Yes. More from a place of love. This helps me tremendously, and it's really been a game changer for me, and I love the smell. Okay, and it's really great in guacamole too, by the way.
You put this in guacamole?
I put just one drop. Okay, so if you are making, I could go all different ways with this, but guacamole, I used to buy limes for my guacamole all the time. You guys, this tastes better than lime. Like it comes from the rind, but just one drop. If you put 2 drops in, you'll have to add another avocado because it'll be too strong. Oh, it's incredible. So I literally just rubbed that right over my heart. I know.
Give me that back.
It's so good.
Am I good?
That's
Oh, it's so
fantastic.
good. Yeah, yeah.
Well, so with these, do you have people who show up who are in grief or bereavement or having the sensation of
Yes.
loss? Are there
A
essential
lot.
oils that you choose to help for those emotional?
Yes, there's quite a few. Now we have got a whole line of essential oils. This is just a few of them, but there's peace.
So these are mixed.
These are already blended.
Blended.
These are blend. Yeah, these are blends of and doTERRA is brilliant with their blends. I just have to say that. This is peace, forgive, which I know you used and really liked, but these are emotional essential oils. And so I've had quite a few customers, whether it's the loss of a job, the loss of a pet, the loss of a family member, whatever it is. And I just typically have them smell, console, peace, and cheer. Console, peace, and forgive, because everybody, their body responds differently depending on what they need. And I just say, look,
Right.
smell them and use which one you feel most connected to, because they're all three really awesome. You could even use all three of them if you wanted to at the same time, but these are pre-diluted. So they actually come in a bottle like these that you could diffuse if you wanted to.
Okay.
They are not made to be taken internally, but I love these because they're pre-diluted in a roller ball and you just roll them right on. So smelling them is an important part of this process, by the way. Your sense of smell is is stronger than any other sense that you have. And it really plays a key role. So as you're smelling, essential oils are considered volatile compounds, meaning that they go from a liquid to a gas very quickly.
Mhm.
So as you're smelling these essential oils, literally you take the cap off and people can smell it around you. Yeah. Those molecules go through your sinuses to the limbic part of your brain. And those particular chemicals that are in, like peace is very calming, very calming. The particular molecules that make up those oils are different chemicals.
Mhm.
They trigger the limbic part of your brain to calm down very fast. So along with applying topically these different oils, really breathing them in is a really important part of the process, and you'll have a physical response much faster if you'll do that. So definitely make sure you breathe them in. But yes, so there's a whole line. Cheer is just a happy oil. So if you're feeling a little down and out, use some cheer. Did you smell this one?
I don't think I did.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I love it. It just makes makes you happy.
That smells like a lip gloss I used to have in elementary school.
Oh, how funny.
I'm not kidding.
That's so great.
Jesse, smell this, see if you had the same lip gloss that I did. It was like a slippery, bright,
Cherry,
gloss.
apple, snack, or pucker. Right.
Oh my word. Okay. That's awesome. Cherry, apple, something smucker. Pucker?
I made that up. It's not an actual way.
But it does. It smells just like that.
That smells really good.
Yeah, a lot of citrus oils in here. Citrus oils tend to be really uplifting and positive, and a lot of citrus oils in here. A little peppermint is in here.
So those plague doctors, the black plague masks, what were they called back
Plague doctors.
The plague doctors, they had something going on because
Yeah.
their masks, you know, they had the long black beaks. They would stuff the herbs.
Yeah. Oh,
stuff
absolutely.
anything in there because they believed if they smelled through that they wouldn't catch it. And
Exactly.
all of this.
Yes.
It's been around for a little while.
Oh, a long time. It's so exciting to see people coming back to what we've had for thousands of years.
Good, because that's one last thing that I want to ask.
Okay.
Because you've been in this world for a while.
Yes.
What do you think it is in our culture that is not ready to accept that an essential oil can be a cure or a remedy to a physical, mental, or emotional dis-ease?
I think it's a lot of things. You know, modern medicine is so beautiful and we're grateful for it. And doTERRA's goal is to partner with modern medicine. Okay. So we just want to, there's so many ways to be proactive with your healthcare. And one of the statistics that I share when I teach classes is the United States, okay, the world spends about 6.5 trillion on healthcare. Okay. The world, about 60 countries make that up. 6.5 trillion. Of that, the United States spends nearly half. What? Right. Out of the 60 countries that make up that figure, we are ranked 34th as far as the healthiest. Now, the United States is the place to be if you are in a traumatic accident. I mean, this is where you want to be. However, we are not proactive with our health at all, actually. We're very reactive in the United States. We're seeing a shift. It's super exciting. This is why essential oils are now in every store that you enter, because what's happening is people are using them for proactive uses to take care of their body and maybe not, have to use so many medications, and which affects the body in all different ways.
Yes.
And so if you have a headache and you can use peppermint to get rid of the headache in less than 2 minutes, why wouldn't you do that? It's much better for the body than any alternative that you can use. And so what we're starting to see is a shift in society. And I'm really excited because 5 years ago, we were ranked 37th rather than 34th. So we're moving up on the ladder, and I do believe that it's because people are starting to realize I have to be more proactive with my healthcare. And essential oils can play a key role. There's a lot of, I think we're being educated to eat organic food now. We're being educated to eat healthier. We're being educated to take care of the energetic systems in our body.
Woo!
Like all of these things, people are now coming to realize that there's value in this, and they feel different, and they're not having to. We have not been, as a family, I have 2 kids in college. My son just graduated. Yay. My son just graduated, but I have 2 kids in college, and we have not been to a sick visit since the day I started using essential oils 5.5 years ago. None of us, not one of us have. Now we go for our checkups and we do all that kind of stuff, but we have not gone to the doctor because we have been sick. We have used essential oils, and we've been very proactive and you have to be quick, you have to be quick with it, and you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent with it. However, like that's a big deal, especially kids in college. They tend to not fit. Now, I'm not saying we've not had colds and things like that, because we have, but we've been able to use essential oils for it all. So it's pretty amazing.
This is awesome.
Yes.
I'm so excited that you decided to come to the show today.
I'm so happy. There's so much to teach. So much to teach.
In the back of my head, I'm thinking we need to have Lori come to the center and get her to offer a class.
Oh, I would love to do that.
This has to happen now.
Yes, I would love to do that.
And not to extend this on a little bit more, but Lumineers, if you're interested in essential oil and you have not tried this before, Lori, what's a kit that they could look for that's just kind of like the basics, or that would be good?
Yeah, so it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to really dive in and use essential oils as part of being proactive in your health, then there's a kit of 10 basic oils. There's a smaller one and there's a larger one, a family essential kit, a home essential kit. Those are great to start with. If you're looking for something even smaller, we've got just tiny kits of lemon, lavender, and peppermint, which is great. However, I really want you to become essential oil users. And to me, the 10 basic oils that come, they address digestive, they address immune system. They can address about 80% of what you have going on in your family using those 10 basic oils. And so that's what I love for people to get started with, only because I know their lives will be changed. Because once you have what you need, when you actually need it on hand, then you become an essential oil user. That's really when the shift happens.
Become a user.
I know. Become a user of essential oils.
That's so awesome.
Anyway, there's lots of different ways, but those are the 10 basic oils are really a smart way to start.
Good.
Yeah.
Now you know. Yeah. So if that was a question of yours, you've got the answers. head over to agoodchange.com, check out what Lori's up to,
Yes.
and check out her mindset coach sessions.
Yes.
All that's on the website.
Yes.
And her links for Facebook and Instagram for you to follow are right below this video. And Lumineers, thank you so much for being here with us today, lending us your eyes, your ears, and Lori, again, thank you for coming and being here with me today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been such an honor to be here.
Yay!
Yes.
You're welcome. We're totally going to hug this out when the camera's closed. So remember, Lumineers, it's not woo-woo, it's true. I'll see you next time. Bye! Thank you so much.
That was so fun!
With Jamie.